Hi y'all, welcome back to my channel. It has been a very long time since I have posted a video, and for those of you that have been subscribers to my channel before, you know that it was a keto focused channel documenting my journey on keto, and it's been a couple years since I posted. As you may have guessed, I definitely fell off the keto wagon a couple of times, but am happy to report that as of the last 7, almost 8 weeks now, I have been back on keto and I've been doing good. I've lost 18 pounds. But, I thought today that I would come on and just do a kind of get ready with me. I got a bunch of products that I've been dying to try from Sephora. So I wanted to test them out, play with them a little bit, and just kind of chat more about keto, and then also share kind of my first thoughts about some of these products. So it's kind of a mixed video, if you will, a little bit of keto, a little bit of beauty, a little bit of putting makeup on when you're in your 40s. And yeah, so that's pretty much it. So to get started with my face today, I have already washed my face this morning. I just put on a serum, which is kind of a fine lines serum, and then my eye cream, and then also my moisturizer. So if you're curious about my skincare regimen, if you will, I'll go ahead and post that information in the description box below. But one of the first things that I bought from Sephora is this Milk Hydro. It is, let me read what they call it. It's a grip primer. So it's your base to go on to help all of your foundation and whatnot stay on longer and kind of make it look more flawless. I don't know where I've been, like what rock I've been under, but I have not tried a Milk product ever, and this kind of caught my eye. I think the reason why is because we don't have a Sephora like near me. The closest thing that we have to like a makeup counter place is Ulta, which is great, but they just don't carry this line. So I thought it would be fun to try it. This is the little bottle and it was $15. And then I think they have a bigger one and I can't remember the price difference, but it was, I want to say, a lot more. And I thought, well, since I'm just trying this for the first time, maybe I should, I don't know, get the small one. It doesn't really tell you how much to put on. So I'm going to start with just a little dab, if you could see on my finger there. I know it's kind of hard. And I apologize for the lighting. I am new to the get ready with me kind of videos and am not properly set up with one of those like makeup ring lighting kit thingies, so I apologize. It smells good. It feels pretty good going on the skin. Leaves you a little dewy. So okay, I got that on everywhere. And then next, another new product I bought was a NARS foundation. Now we have NARS, the brand, at Ulta here locally, but this is their newer foundation. It is a soft matte complete foundation. And from what I understand, this is their newer one, and we didn't carry this one at the Ulta that I go to, so I ordered it from Sephora as well. If you can see, I know it's probably backwards, Fiji is the color. It's light number 5. So I'm gonna try this one. And let me look at my brushes here. I don't know if I want to try it on with a foundation brush or if I want to go in with an actual sponge. So I probably will do both. So to put it on, I'm going to start with my Morphe foundation brush. It doesn't have a number on it. I don't know which number it is, so I apologize, but it's just a basic foundation blending brush. I put a little bit on there. I'm gonna put it in different parts of my face. If you guys can notice here, I have a lot of redness in my skin and I have a lot of freckles, which is kind of not my favorite. I have had freckles like all my life, and then of course we go through a phase where everybody now is putting on fake freckles, which I think is bizarre because I spent my whole life trying to hide them. So I don't know, I'm always ahead of the crowd before it's popular, and then when it's popular I still don't like it. So I know you guys are probably gonna say this looks kind of yellow for me. I kind of feel like it does as well, but I do like the coverage. I'm not really fond of my redness either. So hopefully with concealer and powder, I'll be able to make this work. What really sucks during this time, during, I don't know if I'm allowed to say pandemic or, well, I won't say the word, but the shelter in place stuff here in California is when you go to a makeup store or whatever. So even if we did have a Sephora nearby, I wouldn't be able to use a tester or, you know, have somebody help color match me or anything like that because of everything that's going on. And that's fine. I mean, I think I did an okay job picking out my foundation color without any assistance and doing it online, which the colors obviously don't reflect as well online as they would if you were there touching them in person. So yeah, so overall I feel like it's definitely a matte foundation, which as you can see in my lovely fine lines and some of my scars here that it covers fairly well. I'm sure there's buildable coverage with this type of foundation because usually with NARS products there are. I have my beauty blender here. I'm gonna look in the mirror here and see if I can't get some of my fine line areas, if you will, blended in a little bit better. I do like usually using a beauty blender to put on my foundation normally, but lately, I don't know. I feel like I've just been so used to that, putting it on this way, that I kind of tended to go to a brush instead. But I don't know, now that you guys see me using this one instead, I kind of know why I use this one. So, okay. This is not too bad. Let me look in my mirror here. Okay. So I would say that the coverage on it is definitely matte, but it does give overall really good coverage. So I would say that I am really happy with this foundation so far. I'm going to wear it throughout the day though, just to see kind of how it wears throughout the day and see if I truly like it. The normal foundation that I've been using prior to this NARS one that I'm trying today is, of course, Born This Way by TwoFaced. The color that I use is vanilla, typically. And that's kind of my go-to foundation. One of the other ones that pre-March of this year, if you will, was Lancome's Foundation Stick. This is the one I usually carry with me for like touch-ups throughout the day when I was working out in the field. But now that I work from home, it's kind of been here. So next I'm going to go in with my my concealer, sorry. This is also by NARS, and it's a Radiant Creamy Concealer. The color that I get is light number 2, also called Vanilla. And I have, if you're wondering why I keep looking this way instead of this way, is because I have a slightly, what is it, magnifying mirror, which helps me to see without my glasses clearly. And it helps me with the lighting too, a little bit. So, of course, I want to put the concealer under my eyes, obviously, for a couple reasons. One, because obviously as a mom of 4, I definitely have coloration under my eyes, but also to kind of help get rid of or minimize the bags under my eyes, and to fill in the little fine lines that I get here and there. Now, I could use another brush from, well, this isn't from, oh, I'll show you the brand name here. I thought I grabbed a Morphe one, but it's not. I'll start with this one and kind of blend this out. Now, in case you're wondering, I'm not really intending to bake my makeup into my face, but I do like having a lighter shade under my eyes. It doesn't make them look as droopy or anything like that. So I like having brightness under there. So I'm just gonna brush this in, blend it out. Make sure that I'm getting right up under the lash line there. And as you can tell, like once it's blended in, you're still gonna see a little bit of the lightness for a little bit, but then once I do bronzer, blush, and contour, everything will kind of make sense. At least that's the hope. So, let's see, next, actually, I'll probably do a little bit of bronzer. So I have a bunch of different bronzers and highlights and palettes, and this is one that I kind of have been playing around with the most right now. It's by Revolution. It's Roxy. I love the packaging on it. This one, of course, I bought at Ulta. It's in their kind of like their drugstore section of the store where you can buy it. And then one of the other ones that I like that is also in that area is the Physicians Formula. And this one is their butter bronzer. I might do this one today, actually, because I really do like it. It's really inexpensive. And I don't know. I like the color. So I'm gonna go ahead and do bronzer here and a little bit there. I'm gonna do a little bit up here. And then do a little bit down here. Maybe it'll cover my double chin. Which keto will help with eventually. Well, that's the hope again. So, sorry for me dropping all my brushes everywhere. Okay, and then now I want to go in with a little bit of blush. Actually, I might do another one of these actually. So this one's also by Physicians Formula, which is their butter blush. This is also a really inexpensive blush option. I like it because the color, I'm typically a person that tends to go to like plums and pinks and things like that for blush, and even kind of for eyeshadow. So this color is actually Plum Rose. Here, I know it's backwards. And I'm just gonna go in and put it in the apples of my cheeks. And I'm really gonna set my under eye once I get my eyeshadow, liner, and whatnot on. So I'm not gonna put a translucent powder on till that part is done. Oh, another one that I'll share with you guys that I like Benefit makes a lot of blushes that I absolutely love, and bronzers or highlights. This is actually my favorite highlight. It's Cookie. I know, again, backwards, sorry. Let me see if I can get it open. They give you the little brush too, which clearly you can see I've used it a lot, but that's the color. One of my absolute favorite colors. It's got a little bit of a rose gold kind of tint to it. So beautiful. But I'm gonna wait to do my highlight here because I wanna do my eyes really quickly. So I am going to do my brows first, and then I'm gonna come in and do my eyes and my lashes, and then I'll do the rest of my highlight and my setting powder. So one of my all-time favorite eyebrow pencils is by Benefit. It is called Precisely My Brow Pencil. It has just the cream tip on one side and then your little spoolie brush on the other end, which is very standard, but I'm gonna see if I can do it just using the camera that's here. If you can hear that noise in the background, that is my lovely 5-year-old. For whatever reason, he likes coming in here and playing his little switch. So I'm going to mess up apparently. Okay. So right now I'm just kind of trying to fill in some of the more sparse areas of my eyebrow. And then I'm gonna come in with the spoolie side and blend it all through. I think why I like this brand is because out of all of them that I usually purchase or try, I like the color of this one the best. And I don't really like the look of a powdered brow as much as I like the cream. So this has kind of been my go-to. And then usually, well, when I was younger, I'd have to use like the MAC clear gel brow setter to kind of keep my eyebrows from falling and moving around during the day. But as I'm getting older, that doesn't seem to happen as often. So that's good. Okay, so one of the other things, I'm gonna go ahead and start with my eye makeup right now. And when I did my order with Sephora, I actually also got the line HUDA Beauty. This is the Khaki collection. It's an eye palette, super pretty. Have not even tried it yet. It is a gorgeous, I think. It's got a lot of wonderful colors in there, a lot of neutrals with some glitter. And then I also got the Huda Beauty Haze, the Sand Haze, I guess is the palette name. Let me get this one. So I can see myself wearing this one a lot too, because like I told you before, I tend to go with the pinks, the roses, the berries, and it's definitely got a lot of nice options to choose from. So, and I'm wearing this kind of like tie-dye, acid tie-dye kind of gray shirt. So I could literally do either look. I kind of want to get out of my comfort zone a little bit. So I think I'm going to do this one today, play with a couple colors and kind of see how I feel about it. I know I'm probably going to love this one already, so that's a no-brainer. Okay, so if you saw me do my foundation earlier, you know that I tend to always put it over my eyelid as well. That helps it act as a wonderful eye primer as well. But I did have a new one that I was going to try too. So the last time I went to Ulta, which I honestly want to say was earlier, like last week, they gave me the sample in one of my little goodie bags from them for purchasing It's like a gift with purchase kind of thing. So it's from Ulta Beauty, and it's a matte eye primer. The color is Nude. It's fragrance free, it's oil free, and I didn't even undo the packaging. So I'm gonna have to fight with this for a second. Hardest part about having nails is I feel like I can't ever get a good grip on anything like I want to. Well, that's just great. I can't get it open. Okay, totally got it open. Just took a minute. Well, I got the bottom of it open. Okay. Does anybody hate the packaging that comes with all this stuff as much as I do? I literally absolutely hate it. It drives me crazy. Anyways, I digress. So here it is. That's what it looks like on the finger. I'm gonna go ahead and lightly pat it down. I'm just doing this with my finger. In reality, I probably should do a small concealer brush, but I don't want to. I want to feel the consistency and the texture on my hand so that I know if I have it enough, if I have it blended. I don't know. That's a poor choice on my part, probably. Okay. So that's on. So this is a great option to consider before you do your eyeshadow. And then I'm gonna go ahead and start with, ooh, there's so many pretty colors. I'm gonna go in and start with this shade right here in the middle. The camera is kind of picking up to me that it looks like a little like greenish brown, like an olivey, but in real life to me, it looks more just like a brown. It doesn't look like it has a lot of green in it. So we'll see when it's on. Okay, forgive me as I look into this direction as I'm applying it. Oh wow, it's a true, it's got some real pigment there. And for those of you that are wondering, I just am using a blending brush. This one is a Morphe brush. I know it's backwards. Again, no number, just a typical blending brush for your crease. Now, the one thing that I'm sure any of your viewers here that are in your 40s or late 30s even, or older, may realize that for whatever reason, at least in my experience, that the skin on my eyelids tend to just, crease more than they used to, which is frustrating. Because now, like when I close my eyes, there's more little creases in there than there used to be when I was much younger. So that's no fun. But, you know, I guess it could be worse. So I'm gonna try to even this one out. Okay, so it looks pretty dark to me right now because these definitely, these eyeshadows have a lot of pigment, which is a great thing. And I'm gonna pick a couple more brushes here. I also have another blending brush that if you get too much product on, just take a clean one, not the one you used to put on the product, but a clean one, and just kind of blend it out, just to kind of soften the eyeshadow that you have. And normally, which I just ran out the other day, so I had to get more, I always keep Kleenex or tissue on my station to help not only clean off my brushes, but to help with the powder side of it. So I have these two, which are great for putting on your lid color. So I'm going to use the smaller one first. And I think I'm gonna do this color right here that's next to it, and I am going to pat down some of the color. Oh my gosh, bless me, I'm so sorry. That was loud too. And I am just gonna push through a little bit of this color right here. Let's see if I can't lighten it up and add a little bit of dimension here. With this shimmer color, this one does look like it has a little bit of green, which is good. Kind of the look that I'm going for. And I'm going to blend it up into my crease a little bit just to kind of pull it through. And as you can see, I'm just pushing it over the lid and also into the crease a little bit to blend it all through. That actually looks really nice. Okay, so now I kind of want to do a lighter shade closer to right here as a highlight, and probably put some up by my brow too. I'll probably do something matte or something that has a little less shimmer if I can find something I like. No, not in that palette. If any of you ladies are makeup junkies like myself, I have a handful of palettes to kind of choose from here. I'm not finding what I like in those. Let me try this palette. Yeah, I could probably do City Lights. Okay, so this one came as a gift from Ulta as well. The same time I got that matte eye primer. This is just a neutrals set. So it has a lot of browns and taupes in it, a little bit of silver here. I'm gonna go with City Lights right here. It is a lighter, it does have a little bit of shimmer in it, but I think it'll give me a good contrast to what I have on my base lid right there. So I'm gonna go ahead and use this tipped one, as you can see. Wait, unless I can find my other one. Makeup problems. Can never find the right brush when I have all these other brushes. Okay, now I'll probably do this one. So this is actually a Glow Minerals brush. I don't even know if they're still around. For those of you that know me, know that I used to own a salon here in town years ago, and we used to carry this makeup brand inside the salon. And I don't even think I have much of it left. I haven't had this salon in years, so I kind of been out of the loop with that brand. So I did put the City Lights color a little bit under my brow, which will help kind of lighten it up a little bit, and then I put it right here in the corner of my eye area. And I'm gonna do the same this side and then over here. So it does brighten it up a little bit, as you can see some of that highlight here in the lighting. And then the other thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little bit of my lid color under my, in my eyelash line. And I'm gonna use the same brush. I wiped it off just a little bit, but I'm gonna use the same brush here, tap off the excess, and then just go under my lash line. I love that everybody makes that face when they're doing it. It cracks me up. I watch a lot of videos as well. And for those of you that also know me, you know that my first job right out of high school when I was in college was I worked at a makeup counter. I worked for Clinique for a couple years, then I moved to Origins, and then I moved to Chanel. When I got to Chanel, I definitely learned a lot back then, but it's funny how the makeup industry, the glam world changes here or there, and different trends that were popular back then, we're talking like 20 years ago, are definitely not the same as they are now. So it's fun to kind of play around with those things. Okay, I'm trying to find a good liner. Normally I would say that I would love to do like a deep brown liner, but I don't think I have any more of the one that I like. So, oh, well, this is a brown one, but by Thrive Cosmetics, if you can see it. I might just do black because I want to put on false lashes today. And I have another one from Thrive, which is a black cream based, or I have one from Revlon, the Color Stay, in black as well. I'll try that one. I'm going to try the Revlon one. Why not? So I am just wiping it off on a little bit of Kleenex, and then I'm going to adjust my mirror and I'm going to go in. So I'll see you in a second. This is the part that I really need the magnifying glass for, this portion, and putting on my brow and my lashes. Okay, so you can kind of see it a little bit. I swear in person it looks much better than it's showing up on camera. Okay, so I have a little bit of that on right now. And then I am going to, I didn't do my under eye just yet because I'm going to put on some falsies. And then I'll do that portion last. Okay, so I just have the Ardell wispies. And as you can see, I've already used a set. I love these. They're fairly inexpensive. They get the job done. And for the most part, they're easy to put on. So, I don't know where I put the glue that I bought with those, but I do also have this glue from Benefit. So it's called Real Invisible Lash Glue by Benefit. And I also have a pair of Benefit lashes. They're a little bit more dramatic. They're not as much so for like everyday wear. So I'm not gonna put those on today, but I'm going to pull these off if I can. So here's a lash. Typically what I do first is, before I have the glue on, I will kind of just play around with placement. Like for this one, you can see on this side, well, hopefully you can see, this side is a little bit shorter than the other end side. So that means I want to have the shorter side closer to my eye and the longer side closer to my wing out here. So I'm gonna play with it. I'm gonna place it here, make sure that I like where it's at. Then I'll put the glue on and then wave it around for a second and then put it on my lash. So you guys will see me when I come back with full lashes, hopefully. So I played with it where I want it. Now I'm going to use a very tiny bit. I usually start in the middle, close to the middle with the glue, and then start to slide it over till I get to the end. So it looks like that. Hopefully you can see it. And then I usually give it about 10 seconds or so before putting it on, just so that the glue gets a little tacky. And then I'm going to close my eyes, lay it down where I want it, make sure both ends are stuck, and then see if I need to readjust it. And I mean, you want it as close to your lash line as possible. Once I have it in the place that I think I want it, I fan it a little bit to get it to dry quickly, and then open my eyes. So as you can see, it's on there. It looks close to my lash line. You guys can see some of my natural lashes kind of poking through if you're really close. But that's a fairly good application of the first one. So then now I'm going to go ahead and put on the second one. And then with this one, I kind of do the same thing. I'm going to put it on the eye like this. Make sure, see if I need to cut any off, anything like that. This one is good. Take the glue. Again, when I know that it's hard to see this, but I start kind of in the middle on one side. Try not to push too hard like I just did. And push it to the other end. Give it a little bit to get tacky here. I try really hard to not let it get into the lashes itself too bad. And then I'm gonna go ahead What's good about fake lashes is that if you don't get the placement right the first time, you can peel them right back off, scrub them down a little bit, plop them back on. So if you've never used them or you're not used to using them, don't be afraid of them. They're really easy. I'm sure if you guys watch any other YouTubers, you see people put them on all the time, wear them all the time. They feel natural for the most part. I don't know, I just like them. When I used to work in cosmetics years and years and years and years and years ago, I used to wear them all the time. And then when I became a mom, of course, I kind of got out of that. And then especially with everything that's happened in March, I just like really nosedived down and just stopped really caring about what I looked like going out to the house, because for the most part we weren't going anywhere. And then I got to the point where when I started keto, I was like, you know what, I need to start doing things that make me feel good, that help me focus on like my own self-care. So then I started getting back into makeup and just wanting to play around again. So it's been a lot of fun trying newer products and not just sticking with my, you know, die-hard brands that I've been addicted to for years. It's like trying this Milk brand, that's been fun. Same thing with HUDA. I've never tried a HUDA palette. I really like it. It has a lot of pigment. Hopefully it wears really well the rest of today. So we'll check. But another new product, speaking of new products, this is mascara from Charlotte, what is it, Tilbury? Never tried this brand either. I hear a lot of comments about how expensive like her makeup palettes are, or her eyeshadow palettes are. So I've never really ventured to try them. And then of course, I don't even think we carry it at Ulta here locally. So when I did my order at Sephora, I picked this up as well. It's called Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes. This should be the color black. Yep, super black. So I'll show you guys what the wand looks like. This is my first time even opening it, so I've never played with it at all. So, I mean, it's kind of a, I don't want to say a standard, but it kind of is a standard applicator. So I'm going to go ahead and blend my natural lashes into my fake lashes so that you guys can see. I think that was my husband who just opened the door, but I don't know. I didn't look. I was putting on mascara. So again, I really like how well that blended my natural lashes into the falsies. Wow. Dang. I'm like, you could for real tell my lashes went from like nothing to va 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 boom. Which is kind of what you want. So I just did my top lashes. I'm gonna go ahead and quickly do a little bit to my bottom lash, and I just messed up. Twice. Okay, cool. So normally I have a Q-tip handy just for this reason. As you can see, a little mess up there. So there's definitely a lot of product in that tube. Again, one of the cool things about makeup is when life like this happens, you can just go right back over it as if it never happened. So I just took a little bit of concealer, put it on my concealer brush here. Another good thing about doing this step right here is that even if you mess up or if you have fallout or anything like that, you can always just go back in. I still haven't set my under eye yet, so this is the perfect time to go back in. I gotta put a little bit more on and do it this way. The funny thing is, it's a Sunday, and I don't really have a whole lot of plans, but I think we went to the pumpkin patch last week. So I didn't think we were gonna really do much this weekend. We've just been trying to decorate for Halloween, and we've been doing stuff around the house. We got a new bed delivered yesterday, which I don't know if any of y'all have a Sleep Number bed, but my husband has like really bad back problems, and I kind of do too, of course, because you know we're overweight, but keto, we're working on it. And so we got one delivered last night, and last night I actually had a really good night's sleep. So hopefully we're on the path to making, you know, progress with our health ailments, if you will. Okay, so I've got all that done. I'm about to set my under eye with a translucent powder, but I did just realize that I'm gonna try right now to use a little bit of bronzer by my nose and see if I can get this guy to look a little smaller. You know what's funny is when I was younger, I never thought that I had a big nose. And honestly, I'm pretty sure, and if I'm not mistaken, I think it never stops growing, just like your feet. I could be wrong, but now that I look at my nose as I'm older, I'm like, oh my gosh, it's incredibly big. Drives me crazy. Okay, So I'm gonna do a highlight real quick, and then I think I'm gonna set my face with translucent setting powder, especially under the eyes. And then I'll do a lip, and then we'll finish with the setting spray. This is like a super long get ready with me. Normally I don't take this long, but of course normally I'm not chatting either. So I just took that Benefit highlight that I showed you guys earlier, and I'm just gonna go in and highlight right above where I put the blush, and you can see it's like a super shiny like highlight. And I know some of you are probably like, holy cow, that's super bright. Honestly, it's just because the light's catching it that way. It doesn't feel that bright in person, but you know, whenever it looks too bright, just blend it in. Blend it in. Okay. This, by the way, is one of my favorite brushes in the entire planet. It is by It Cosmetics, and it just says Love Beautifully. I got it at Ulta, of course, but oh my gosh, it's like a big all over brush. I just realized, oh my God, I have to show you guys like the best thing in the world. So I was on Instagram the other night watching a bunch of beauty things, and then I came across this brand, which I'm sure some of you guys have probably heard of before. I don't know where I've been, like under a rock or whatever, but this is called, and look at the packaging. I mean, like, to die for, right? You open it up, oh, it's like the holy grail of foundation brushes, and I don't know why I didn't just use it. I think because I keep trying to tell myself I want to save it for something special. I don't know why. I don't do anything special, people. But it's an all over teardrop brush, and like, oh my God, it is the softest feeling in the absolute world. Like, it is to die for. Like, oh my gosh. So this one cost like $45. It's a little bit of an investment. And I don't know, I'm like in love with it, and I'm afraid to use it. And I don't know why, because if I bought it, like, I obviously should use it, right? Anyways, so there's a bigger version too, which I got. And altogether, I think both of them were like $90 as a set, but this is the bigger one. I don't know, like online, everything doesn't look the size you think it's gonna look, or isn't the size. So I thought the big one was actually going to be the size of the little one, and I thought the little one was going to be smaller. Not the case in reality. So I digress. But nevertheless, I promise the next time that I do one of these, I'm just trying to find my setting powder. The next time I do a get ready with me, I am for sure going to try out that brush. That'll give me like even more purpose to do it. So I found it. I have a makeup addiction. You guys should see my little getting ready area. It's like ridiculous. I have drawers and drawers full of cosmetics, and this is just the stuff that I use on like a frequent basis. I also have in my bathroom under the sink piles of makeup, of stuff that I used to use before or haven't been using in a long time, yada yada yada. So normally the way that, if I can get this to be open with me, I'm using the Born This Way translucent powder. It's just a setting powder by TwoFaced. Normally the way that I usually set this is I go in with a makeup sponge, like a beauty blender. Oh, that's a lot. And you'll see me do it here, and then I blend it out with an actual brush. So normally I just set along where my concealer was, and I go a little bit like under where my bronzer was, a little bit there, on this side too, and a little bit on the forehead, because Even though I feel like I'm hella old, this is still where I get oily. Crazy, I know. And so I'm gonna look like a clown for a few minutes. I'm gonna let it do its job while I figure out what color I want to do for my lips and my liner, and then I'll go back in and then brush it out. So sorry that I look bizarre. Okay, now I've got to find a good lip color. And again, you guys are hearing all this madness because, yeah, I don't know. I've got a lot of drawers to look through. Okay, so one of my favorite lip liners lately is, it's Kylie Jenner. I know, I never thought I would like it, but it's the Poise K. I think that's how you say it. It's this kind of a color lip liner. It actually came as a set, and it has like a corresponding lip liquid lipstick or something. I don't really care for that. I'll be honest, I just don't. It's really mattifying, which means that it's gonna, you know, wear really well or last very long, but it's just super drying to the lips, so I don't prefer it personally. But I like the color, so I don't know. I like the color of the liner, that is. And okay, so if you have seen me at all, you know that I literally have a very small like upper lip and a little bit as a lower lip. My lip liner is not going to do much to help that, and I don't use any type of fillers or lip plumpers or anything like that. I'm just checking to see if I like this before I tell you all what the color is. Yeah, that's fairly good. So this too is by TwoFaced Cosmetics, and it's the color Overexposed. And this formula, I believe they still carry. I have had this for a long time. I absolutely love it. It's kind of a plummy nude-ish color. It's decent enough to go with like a olivey green kind of brown eye. But then I do also like, Ulta carries these little lip glosses by MAC, which I actually like this little size instead of buying the thicker round one at the MAC counter. This one is Oyster Girl. I think I have like a couple of these. They're great to have like in your, you know, purse or bag or whatever. It's just a lighter sheen, but you can see, as opposed to my top lip, the bottom lip just gives it a little bit of gloss and shine. So I'm gonna wipe this off real quick so I don't contaminate the color, or change the color, I should say, of this gloss. But they're great to just carry with you. I'm a girl that always kind of likes my lips to feel like they have gloss on them. I don't really prefer the dry feeling on my lips, so that's kind of why I still use that. Now I'm gonna go ahead and finish my setting spray, my setting powder. I like this too because it just kind of like sets everything down and makes it look nice. And then last, certainly not least, I have a few different setting sprays that I used to use all the time. This one I picked up from Wet n Wild. I just liked it because it smells like roses. So I know there's like a lot of other brands I could do, or a lot of other ones I could try. But it feels good. It smells good. And that's pretty much it. So I'm gonna do my hair and I'll come back on when it's done and give you guys a final look. So see you in a minute. Okay guys, so here's the finished look. My hair is down. I put my shine spray on. And yeah, this is the finished look. It probably only took me like 15 minutes to do my hair because it was already dry, but I just threw in some curls, set it with my Kenra shine spray. I don't really use like hairspray very often, but tried to get it to actually behave because my hair is typically kind of frizzy. I also use Moroccan oil, the styling cream with a little bit of the Moroccan oil like mixed into it before I blow dry. Typically that seems to help tame some of this madness, but yeah, go ahead and end this video. You guys have a wonderful Sunday afternoon and we'll see you soon. Bye.